Hi, I'm Sam, and today we're going to be analysing one of Metallica's bass lines. This bass line is from Metallica's first album, Bassline of Cliff Burton. In my opinion, it's a very underrated bass line. I think there's so many cool bass parts throughout, and I've never seen anyone talk about it, so I thought it'd make an interesting video. Now, Cliff didn't actually receive a songwriting credit on this song. That was mainly due to Cliff and Kurt only being recent members to Metallica prior to the recording of Kill 'Em All. So lots of the material had already been written, but regardless of that, he still obviously wrote the bass line to go under what had already been written for this song. There are so many cool intricacies and fills throughout this whole song, and lots of it you might not know or hear upon listening to the song. Some of it you might only hear when you listen to the isolated bass line. And this song is one of my favourite on the album, Seek and Destroy. So the first bass part you hear starts off with a cool fill straight away. The build up on the A into a gallop on the octave. Now the intro riff is really cool because it doesn't just double the guitar, it does this hammer on from the G to the A. Then continues the gallop theme from the first fill by doing a gallop variation of what the guitar does. Now, according to websites, Seek and Destroy is a very high energy track, and this galloping in the bass line I guess adds a bit more pace to the song, which would contribute to the high energy. Then you get the cool 12-0 slide as the guitar goes into the next riff. There is another build up, this time on the E. Now this song, like a lot of metal songs, makes good use of the tritone. This is an extra note that you can add to the minor scale that is often seen in metal songs. It's seen in the blues scale, although that is just a pentatonic version of the minor scale. You can add it to normal minor scale as well. Metal often takes the natural minor scale and adds all the notes to it, whether it be to make it more aggressive or more dissonant or heavier, but the tritone is the most commonly added. So this riff's in E minor, so the tritone here is the A sharp or B flat or 6th fret on the E string. E minor is obviously also very common in metal, so the most common tritone you'll see will probably be this one, because it's the lowest you can go in standard tuning, so it's the heaviest you can go in standard tuning. You see it in lots of places, but Am I Evil is just one example. Even though the guitar also plays the tritone, here there are other bass specific parts later that use it as well. Now this riff, I guess like the last riff, mainly doubles the guitar, but there's still cool bass stuff going on. Firstly, the phrase that it plays, the second time the bass goes through it, it does it an octave lower, the guitar doesn't. Then there are these fast hammer-ons from the D to the E, which sync up with the drums. These fast hammer-ons are then galloped as well in another variation of it. And there are also ghost notes added in as well. Again, this will just add more energy to the track, and this riff also uses tritone. Now, first off here, I want to look at the guitar line. Which plays a perfect 4th power chord, 5-1, which implies the missing lower pitch. The bass plays this implied root note and completes the root 5th octave chord. And now we have another bass fill which gallops like this. And I just want to take a moment to show you how much busier the bass is in this part than the guitar is. In the chorus there's a wah pedal, a bass wah pedal in the chorus. And then there's another cool fill as well, use of the tritone. This starts off with another bass fill, which is an ascending chromatic run. And then the rest repeats until we get back to the chorus, apart from maybe a few additional ghost notes. And then we get back to the chorus where there's another cool fill more than last time. Then we get to the bridge, which rather than doing what the guitar does this cool riff on the A just between the root and the octave, kind of like how the first fill was. But in the next variation of this riff, underneath the guitar solo, it does play the roots of those chords. Another cool riff under the guitar solo. And then we're back to the intro again. Another intro. The intro riff again. Where we have another build up on the A, but rather than staying root then octave, switches between them mid gallop. Another repeat of the chromatic ascending run, with another new one as well. We can see here that there are more fills building up throughout the track. The first time this section was played there was none, second time there was one, and now on the third time there's two. Lots of songs do this, add fills as the song goes on. It makes it sound like the song's progressing and keeps the listener's attention. Then the other riff repeats as well. Now, the last time we get to the chorus, there are some muted slides before the wah effect comes in. There are more muted slides later on in the outro as well. Now these muted slides, I don't know if they're compulsory to play, like if I go and learn Seek and Destroy to play, am I supposed to learn these muted slides? I mean, they're not an accident, they're intentionally there, because the later ones repeat in the same spot twice. But should I talk about them? I don't know, but they're there. Then obviously more fills in the chorus. And then that brings us to the outro. Which starts off with some more muted slides, which I've already talked about. And in the second part of the riff, the guitar descends, whereas the bass ascends. They're playing the same notes, but because the bass was originally playing it lower than the guitar, to get up to the same note, the bass has to ascend instead. And then there's another really cool fill, also with hammer-ons. This fill repeats in the same spot until you get to the last time where it goes down to the B instead of the E. Then in this closing riff, you have another example of the guitar playing a perfect fourth power chord, where the bass again plays the implied root note from it. And then also does a gallop variation of the last riff. And that's Seek and Destroy by Metallica. I tried to cover everything throughout the song. If there's anything I missed or could have gone in more detail about, please leave a comment below and like the video if you enjoy, and subscribe.